to be in the presence of the Lord. The most important thing is where two or three are gathered in the name of the Lord is always their midst. So I'm very sure that you're all going to go away today being blessed, at least having learned one thing from him. Now, this topic, we're actually going to shelve this topic under the shelf and say, well, let's just forget about this. Let's give our visitors all the time. But guess what? This is something we've been planning for so long, and I believe that we need to have every little thing that's been planned in there, because why? There's a purpose for everything. Now, the topic I'm supposed to be talking about is on relationship. But my dear friend and organizer, coordinator, Claudette here, found something about Andy Stanley. He's a preacher, and he preaches very well, and he talks very well, especially on topics that affect our life on a daily basis. And this particular topic that he talked about is called Ask It, all you are doing. And the purpose for this is, for him, the purpose for the question is, again, no one plans to screw their life, no one plans to fail in whatever they are doing. Everyone plans for a healthy life, everyone plans to be able to manage their life, but somehow, as we all know, as long as your life is always going to be something. So what he's saying, we have to ask a basic question that will help us in anything we are doing in life, to help us be focused, and to help us know what are the basic facts about what we are going through, no matter what it is. When you're asking questions, when you are looking at your past experiences, when you are putting it together, you begin to find out answers that will help you to avoid mistakes in the future. So when you are asking basic questions, you are supposed to be taking that question, the answers and getting out of it, to look at what you've been doing or what you've been going through in life. Now, if you talk about relationship, you find out that so many people make mistakes. You might start out thinking, oh, this is what I want, and at the end of the day, you find out, oh my goodness, how did I end up here? So, so he's saying that we have to always ask that question when you are entering a relationship, or even if you're in an old relationship, whatever it is, or a current relationship, you should be asking yourself, what is the basic reason why I'm here? Sometimes we don't ask ourselves basic questions, we're just there, and we just keep living as it is. And when things go wrong, we don't stop for a minute to evaluate ourselves and see where we've made mistakes and where we ought to correct the mistakes we've done, to be able to make sure that the future is better for us. Same thing applies to health. Just like our sister gave us a talk about asking questions. You have to ask questions. For her, the basic thing, the reason why she made the basic decision she made about having a double mastectomy is given her health and her family history. So given that, she had to make a basic decision at the moment to help her better her life, in future. So we have to be able to ask that question as we move forward in life, be it finance, be anything. So again, we're talking about a relationship, and we are looking at, asking questions on why are you in a relationship? If it's marriage, what are you looking for? Do you just jump into things? Sometimes we don't allow God to walk through us through the way He wants to walk through us. Sometimes we just want to get it now. We want things the way we want it. We want to just, package and write on our laps. And then when things go wrong, we begin to, oh my goodness, look for someone to point fingers at, or look for blames, who to blame, put blames on. But the fact remains that we have to always be able to stop, ask basic questions. Why am I doing this? What do I intend to gain from it? What is it going to yield for me in the future? That way you have a mindset of where you are going. That way you have a mindset of what you are doing. It's not just going to be anything that comes along your way, you just go with it. But you be an individual, because for every individual it is different. You could be in a relationship where you are suffocating, and you continue to suffocate in it because why? You are not asking yourself any questions. You are not taking any basic steps to help you correct the situation that you're in. And you might just remain in it. Well, if there's nothing else I can do about it, so life goes on. But that's not true. For me personally, as I looked through these questions and I began to talk to myself, I began to think about when you're talking about relationship. First of all, for me, we always have to look back as a Christian, who is our model? Christ is our model in a relationship. and I begin to talk to myself, I begin to look at, when you're in a relationship, whether it's going good or not, sometimes you have to stop and ask yourself, who are you? What do you want out of life? And it brings you completely to 360-degree turnaround to the fact that, first of all, you are a child of God, created in His image, and He has a purpose for your life. And you cannot begin to find out what His purpose is for your life if you are not reconciled to Him. He already finished everything by sending His Son, Jesus Christ, to be there, to die, to give us that opportunity to completely, personally, individually come to Him without having to cut corners. No matter what relationship you are in, no matter what is going on it or going through it, the most important thing is knowing that you are living your life as Christ wants you to live. Not as A or B wants you to live, but as Christ wants you to live. As individual, you have individual differences. I cannot begin to live my life like A or B is living their life. And yes, as we live our life as Christ wants us to live, we begin to make more positive impacts in the relationship that we have, and also to affect the wider world. So my thing is, the most important thing is, first of all, knowing who you are in the Lord. And it doesn't take much. All it takes is for you to be able to give your life to Christ, to invite Him into your life, and to begin to search His Word. I always say to people, there is nothing new under the earth. Everything you want for your life, for relationship, for finances, for whatever, is in the Word of God. All it needs from you and me is patience to go through it, to prayerfully wait upon the Lord and seek Him. And as you do that, you'll be blessed. I'm not going to take much of our time, but I'm going to encourage each and every one of us to please, if you go to YouTube, you'll find Andy Stanley. He's done a great work, and it makes meaning. I mean, it's facts about simple day-to-day living. All you need to do is just type in his name, and it brings up the work that he's done. And as you do that, I'm sure you're going to be blessed. Thank you, and have a blessed evening.
Thank you.